Good morning, friends. I'm going to show you my makeup routine. I have some girlfriends coming over for brunch, and they're going to be here in about probably 20 minutes, so I better get on it. I was having some issues with my lighting, but I think this is okay. I think this will work. Yeah, so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I don't know if you remember, I was gone a couple weeks ago. I got a ton of bug bites. This one's actually, I think it was a pimple, but my bug bites are really, they're healing, which is great, but they're all kind of dark. So I'm going to use my favorite concealer, and this is actually from Merle Norman. I used to work there years ago. But I'm just going to kind of dot on where they're really dark. Honestly, it'll cover with the mascara makeup, but I feel guilty wasting my mascara makeup when I have this other stuff. And so this way I just put a little bit of this on and I conserve some of my favorite makeup, my best makeup. So just a little bit in those spots, it's not too bad. And then I use this as eye primer a lot too. So I had a clean face. I just put Milk moisturizer on it, which is amazing. Milk has lactic acid in it, which helps with the texture of your skin, helps with redness, discolorations. So even if you have some age spots and things like that, over time it will slowly kind of lighten those. It's really nice. So there, I didn't blend them perfectly, but just to make them a little bit lighter so they're easier to cover now. Now I'm going to start with eyeshadow. I used to always do my eyeshadow at the end, but with cream foundation, I like to do it at the beginning. So I just kind of have a little bit more of a neutral palette. I'm going to put Sabrina, which is this light color, all over. And I want to try to get this done in a reasonable amount of time so that you know, even when I do my eyes, it doesn't take that long. Then I'm going to use this color next to it. It's called Pup. Actually, I think I'll use Mama. It looks like a light pink, but it goes on very nude, fleshy kind of color. So that's just to kind of give me an even palette. It doesn't do much except for even me out. And then I'm just going to do something really light, and I think I'll still use the fluffy end of my eyeshadow everything brush. I love this brush. It's so fluffy and soft. So I'm going to just use Oak, which is this one. And I'll just get some of that in there. I'm still getting used to that this color is so pigmented, and same with the highlight and contour colors, that I don't need to have as heavy of a hand as I was used to. So I just put that just above my crease and in my crease, but I need to put it a little bit above because I have heavier eyelids. And so if I just put it in, when I open my eyes, it would disappear. So I always kind of put it above like that. So there's that. I feel like I need some pretty wallpaper or something in the background. Some people have that, and it's so much more interesting than my boring, bland wall. I'm going to work on that. Give me some ideas. Okay, so I think I'm really done with my eyeshadow, but I'm also going to take that same Oak color that I used, and I'm going to fill in my eyebrows with it. This is the Detail Hack, another brush that is amazing. I'm going to use the fat side, I think. You can use it for a lip color. You can use it for detail contouring on your nose, eyeliner, but actually the smaller side I like better for eyeliner. But there's so many different things. People ask me all the time, well, which brush, Vanessa, do I need to use for the highlight or the contour? And I just keep trying all of them, and I haven't had any mishaps. Some of them give you more of a detail, some of them are a softer blend, but I just don't really have any issues with using any of them. They all work wonderful. Okay, so now I'm going to start with my foundation. And I think I'm going to start with contour today, and I've been going back and forth on this, but I'm going to use the Detail Hack. Normally, you'd use the little side for your light color around your eyes, but I've been having a fun time using this as my contour. And today I'm going to use Indigo, which is, normally I use Shadow, which is it looks like a shadow. It looks like, it's just a cool dark color. This one's a little warmer because with the Indigo, it has a little bit more red in it. I kind of want to make it look like I'm a little bit more tan is what I'm going for. So That's why I'm going to use this one. Now, they just came out with this new bronzing cream called Bella, and I ordered it. I haven't got it yet. I think I might be getting it tomorrow, and I'm really excited to try that because I have a feeling it's similar to this color, but I don't have to work to blend it so much. So if you see, I just kind of did a little scoop almost, and I'm doing it right under my cheekbone. I always have an easier side with the right, like an easier time. I mean, on that side, I can get it in there, just a nice smoother line. But don't worry, it all blends in the end. So as long as you've got it in the general vicinity, you're good to go. I'm going to put a little bit up here on my forehead. We're kind of creating an oval right here. And people always say, where do you put the contour? Where I'm so confused. It's just confusing. I think the easiest way to let you know is do like a number 3. But if your face isn't really full right here, like mine kind of dips in a little bit, you don't want to contour that because it'll make it look like it's receded more, dipped in more. So I'm going to go around this is kind of like my number 3. So just go a little bit around my jawline to define that. And then I'm just going to pull it down my neck a little bit. Now, of course, with this tiny little brush, it's taken me a few minutes longer. I could have flipped over and used the other side, but whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to do my highlight colors. And I've been kind of experimenting with some different ones. So I'm going to use the 30-second hack. I'm going to use the, you know what? Just for fun, I'm going to use the flatter side. Normally we use this for contour, but why not? We'll try it. First, I'm going to dab a little bit of this Sunlit. It looks quite yellow in the palette, but it helps counteract some darkness. And because I'm fair-skinned, some people would use a little bit more of an orange color, but it would be too dark on my skin. Right now, I guess I'm medium tone because I have a little bit of color in my skin from my vacation. So I'm just dabbing that highlight. A lot of times I use my finger just under my eye because I feel like it just gets in there and the warmth of your finger gets it in there quicker. So I'm going back to the shorter, fatter side of my 30-second hack, and I'm going to use Aura, which is right here, and I'm going to put that all around my nose, up here, and I kind of fan it out a little bit. If you're putting your makeup on and you feel like it looks a little bit dry or you can see too much texture, I learned this because my first color that I was using was a little bit too light. I was using white peach, and it might be fine in the winter when I don't have any color, but right now it wasn't. So I went up a color to Aura, and I noticed that my skin doesn't look as dry or flaky in those areas. So you want it to look pretty smooth. Of course, we don't want to have dry skin. So I'm going to put it right here in the hollows like I have, or I'm kind of hollowing right there. So I want to put light there because it brings things forward. It makes it look a little bit fuller. Then I'm going to go to the color that I've been mixing with, and this is amber because I'm a little bit darker. I'm not this dark. By itself, it looks a little too much on me. So I've been mixing this with my white peach. And listen, I kind of make everything more complicated. So I use way more colors. You could get away with just using one all over. I think most people need to, though, because I feel like we want it to be a little bit lighter around our eyes. And then as we go, our neck is usually darker. So get that on there. And I think I've been at this for about 8 minutes. So I'm definitely taking my time. I'd usually be pretty much all done by now with this part. Okay, so I got that on. Looks a little bit crazy. I'm going to take my Perfector sponge. I've already dampened it. You want it to be really squishy, not dripping, but definitely damp. I go in all on the light colors around my eyes and my nose first. And I kind of pat it in there, stipple it in there. It kind of pushes into your pores. It smooths it out a lot more. And then I'm going to flip it over and just do where the contour is. And all of this blends together very easily. I know when I first put it on, it looks like, oh my gosh, she drew these big lines on her face. How is she ever going to blend that out? But you can blend it with the brush, but I just find this so much faster and easier, and it just kind of, it's seamless. And the sponge is really soft, so it's not like it feels unpleasant. I know it looks like I'm beating myself up with it. Okay, so I've got that done. Now I generally will kind of go back and do a little bit more under my eyes. My allergies have been nuts, so I feel like my darkness is more apparent than ever. So I'm just going to put a little bit more of my lighter color, which is Aura. And you know, at the beginning I put Sunlit under there, but that kind of gave me the glow. So I'm not really covering that up. That was just to help neutralize some of the dark. Now I'm brightening it up. This is extra. You don't have to do all this. Then I'm going to put my lip and cheek color on. And you know what? I love all of them. I always have a hard time choosing. I'm going to use my 30-second hack. I don't have my blush. There's a B squared brush, and it's bronzer and blush, and it's an amazing brush. It's nice and fluffy, but I don't have it right here. So I just wiped off the highlight that was on that fluffy end of my 30-second hack brush, and I'm going to put on a blush, and I think I'm just going to mix some because I'm in that kind of mood. So I'm going to put a little bit of Black Cherry on, which looks like black cherry, but then when you put it on, it's just kind of a nice flushed look. So I'll get some of that on. And then I think I'll add a little bit of maybe a little shimmery thing on top of it. This one's called Hollywood. And it has just a slight shimmer to it. Just a couple of their blushes have shimmer. Most of them are just a creamy. So that it reflects nicely, I think. So there's that. I'm going to take my blender again. I'll use the side where I blended with contour for the darker. I'm going to go like that. I think I'm almost done. I always forget my nose. So let me just quickly take what was on that brush that I had some contour on and get my little bulbous nose to look a little bit thinner. There. I can't tell if anybody is joining me. I hope so, but it's okay. You guys can watch this later, right? If you do watch it later, will you post hashtag replay in the comments so I know that you saw it after? A little bit under my lip because it makes your lip look a little bit fuller. And, gosh, I don't need much more. I need my highlighter, my illuminator. I'm going to use Pearl, kind of my go-to. For the top of my cheekbones, above my brow, on my brow, and in the corners of my eyes and down the bridge of my nose. You can do it right here too. I'm going to go back to that Black Cherry and I'm going to put it right on my lip. The last thing I'm going to do before mascara, well, a couple things before mascara. Don't make that mistake, buddy. I did that one time. Put your mascara on after your Stay Spray. Otherwise, you'll make it smudge. I'm going to just go in and spot cover some of these darker blemishes. I'll make sure I don't have any Black Cherry on my finger still. Look, it almost disappeared completely. So, anyway, I'm really, really enjoying this makeup. I feel like my skin looks like skin still. It doesn't get dry or cakey looking. It doesn't gather under my eyes or around my nose, which was pretty normal for me. My skin is pretty dry generally. And it feels good because my skin feels healthy and clean. It doesn't feel like I have makeup on, which is very impressive to me. I've never had a makeup not feel like I had makeup on. Okay, gosh, my eyes, I'm sorry. I keep going back to these because I'm just obsessed. Okay, I'm going to use my Stay Spray. Shake it. This is the SPF 31. Like, it's wet. You want it, I probably only needed 3 squirts. I went a little crazy. And it's okay. You can let it air dry like this. I like to take my perfector and just really lightly dab it in. I feel like that sets it a little bit better. And then later, you don't get like little... I feel like with the SPF one, sometimes you can get little spots where it separates on your makeup or something. I don't know. I think it's the SPF in it, though. I haven't tried it with the regular Stay Spray. But there. And I like to look a little bit dewy. If you don't, you can totally put powder after this is completely dry. The last couple of things I'm going to do, my Easy Mascara. And, you know, this is called Mascara Makeup. We don't have a mascara yet. We will. It's kind of the running joke. I'm going to take that Detail Hack Brush that I had. Remember I said the little side? I'm going to use that one as eyeliner. And I'm just going to dip into my eyeshadow. And I have one that's like almost black here. It's called Salem. So I'm just going to use a little bit of that as eyeliner on the top before I put my mascara on. My girl should be here very, very soon. So a little bit of that. I'm a wing girl. I've been wearing wings for about, 31 years. I think I just aged myself. That can't be right. I must be dyslexic. It's probably like 13 years. I don't know. Yeah, it's got to be only 13 years. Anyway, so I like the little wingy. And then I'm just going to lightly do it under. If you notice, you can almost not see my eyelashes. My hair is dark, but I was born blonde. And the only thing that stayed blonde was my eyelashes and my eyebrows. So I always have to dye them or fill them in or do something. All right, mascara. Quick, easy. Get it on there. I feel like I can go outside. People won't look at me funny. In fact, I always feel prettier with this makeup than I felt with any other makeup. That sounds silly too, but I just feel like everything about it is nicer. It's smoother. It's creamier. I don't know. I really just like everything about it. And when I try it on people, I think they're surprised because it's a cream makeup. Initially, you think it's going to be heavy and look like drag queen makeup, but it doesn't. It's very light. You can build on it. You can get a ton more coverage. But I feel like it just is a nice appearance, and my skin looks so much healthier and prettier. All right, so I think I'm done. I really, really appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you have a beautiful day.